Hello, hello. I played a fun match a while ago using both Helena and Sissi White. So, against this team over here, Mario, Hilda, Licorice, Elwin, and Sophia, with my Kruger, Hilda, Helena, Bozo, and the Sissi. So let's see what happens in this match. Starting off with a Kruger 3C onto the Mario. So as the Mario moves around, she's going to debuff her whole team. And then I'm just positioning my tanks in front of all my other squishier targets, like the mages here. Why I'm doing this is really just so that the Mario can only hit the tank if she wants to engage. Because when Mario uses her 3C, she doesn't get guard ignore until she attacks a unit that is being guarded. When attack is guarded, damage is increased, and the next hit ignores guard. So I'm just putting my tank forward, so if Mario wants to engage, she has to hit the tank first. And on the first turn, I cast Sissi's one of her 3C abilities, which is to invest into a unit. What this does is, at the start of every turn, like right now, the Bozo gains a random buff. But because of faction buff already applied here, and the random buff is like anything that can come from a Tenyo hat, so any of the 2-turn increased attack, defense, and all those buffs, Bozo didn't get anything. Though he could have gotten something unique like damage increased, damage taken decreased, or +3 mobility, and the +3 mobility buff is what I'm looking for here. Just fishing for that on my squishier and the slower mages here. So I didn't get anything unique or interesting from the buffs. Don't really want to move forward into the range of Mario here. So we're just gonna stand here, kind of wait. Maybe wait for a few turns. The longer I wait with Sissi White, the better it's gonna get for me, since every start of the turn she's going to gain a few war tokens. And I can just spend them on my team and hope to get something lucky like this Kruger +3 mobility. So this actually came from the Tenyo hat. But since Bozo is still pretty slow here, and this Bozo doesn't really have anyone to hit right now, I don't really want to engage, so that's why we're just still playing it slow here, just putting the tank forward. So here, my opponent actually moves into range for me. So now Bozo can engage, and now I can actually look to do something here. And also, I can position my Hilda pretty aggressively because of this Summon Lancer. Sissi White can summon a troop every 2 turns, really. You can only have one at a time, so we have a Lancer tank here, tanking for these 3 units, or these 4 now that I have guard up. That's why I can push the tank up pretty aggressively. And then this Elwin is not really going to have much of a target here anyways. So again, I'm just putting more buffs here. And only now that I realized that the Sophia is actually unguarded, since the Hilda was pushed up from last turn, leaving the Sophia unguarded, and Helena can actually pass 3 units and attack. So this Licorice drops a 3C here, putting down a whole bunch of fields here. And we can rewrite a few of these fields with Helena. So we go in here, cut open a path, and thanks to her talent, she can run through units Run through all my enemies here and attack the Sophia at the back. So the Sophia, even with full health and even with Shrine Maidens, just goes down. That's the power of Helena. The nice thing about Helena is, even if the first hit doesn't kill, she can still probably kill them, thanks to her 3C AoE damage and also her passive. So Helena almost dies, but just staying barely alive. It's okay, her job is done there. She cut open a path for me, took out one of the healers in the back, and debuffed my enemies quite a bit here. Like applying so many debuffs. 4 debuffs, 4 pretty unique debuffs here. Or actually, it's like 3 here. This probably came from the Kruger. So it's just a lot of things that's going to be really annoying to dispel. And then we come in with the Kruger, debuff a bunch more. And in the face of overwhelming debuff and AoE damage, opponent decides to go healing with Mario instead of attacking. So, because of Mario's healing ability, she applied immune to stun on the Licorice. That's why with my choice of Black Hole and Sleep, the Sleep wouldn't have done much to the Licorice, and it's pretty much a forced Black Hole here. That's not too bad. My opponent uses the clocked 3C here again. This Acid Burns takes out the Licorice. My opponent decides to not try attacking. This Mario is pretty heavily debuffed, lost her attack buff, further applied with attack down. Her attack skill is not available, so nothing really happens this turn. My 2 range guard drops off this turn on the Hilda, so we're just positioning units around the Hilda for now. While this Lancer takes care of the Sissi White in the back. So, the opponent is just trying to get her or their skill cooldowns back, running very far away. And sort of doing the same thing here. I also faction buff here. Just kind of keep on waiting. Right now you can see how much I can position, or like how farther apart I can position my units. This Hilda is guarding my 2 mages. This Lancer is taking care of the Sissi White. Even without the Lancer here, she can probably still tank a hit from Elwyn thanks to the Phalanx troops. So this Elwyn never really had a chance to hit anything other than into a Lancer here. Mario though can probably take out the Phalanx a lot easier, but she never had the chance to. So Mario is pretty much ready now. She can act again, move 2 blocks and attack, but I'm not going to put anything into her attack range. We're just gonna stand out of the range, cast a Sleep here, and wait for the opponent to move. So they decide to move over here, just kind of in range to attack next turn. But now she moves into the range of my Kruger AoE, so I can drop that down. And if you have noticed what happened with Sissi White over these turns, it's now on turn 6, and she has whole 8 war coins. And that means she can now use 5 of them to full heal a unit and give them plus 30% attack, int, defense, and everything here for 1 turn, which is increased 2 thanks to the teddy bear accessory. So we do that, push the Lancer tank forward, and this attack kills the Mario. So act again is pretty good. And now look at the situation here. So my Hilda is still protecting my team back here, and I engage with Kruger while the Kruger is still being protected by this Lancer here. So this is how Sissi White can be really strong. You can engage and still protect your units here. So Elwyn cannot really hit anyone other than, again, into either Hilda or into this Elite Lancer. So usually these Lancers can just take 1 hit and then kind of die here. This Lancer somehow lives through the Elwyn. So the Elwyn had heal block, unicorns weren't really all that healthy. It's not attacking on a unicorn bonus terrain, and surprisingly the Lancer survives. So yeah, that's the power of Sissi White and their troops. You can keep your team well guarded in a lot of situations. So that was a pretty cool game. I thought I can show off both Sissi White and Helena. So that's all for now. I'll see you guys next time.